Beyond.
Welcome to episode 53 of Podcast Beyond. I'm your host, Chris Roper, editor-in-chief of the IGN PlayStation team. We have no Jeff today. Jeff is in Japan.
Oh.
Jeff's going to see some...
Barbie's Horse Adventure 2, Search for the Magic Forest.
Neat.
Yeah. We do have Greg Miller's in the office.
What up?
And Ryan Clements is here.
I'm here too.
Greg's back from Comic-Con. How'd that go?
Good. It wasn't nearly as sweaty and smelly as you made it out to be.
Oh, well.
It was sweaty, but I don't think it didn't smell as bad.
I've never been, so all of my stuff was based on rumors.
Yeah, well, you hear that a lot, and I mean, I understand why. I mean, they're all big guys like myself generally. And of course, the thing is that there's always bad people. There's always people who smell bad, and that ruins it for everybody. We went and saw Step Brothers, me and Katie, when I got back, and sure enough, a guy sat next to her, and he smelled really bad.
How is Step Brothers?
If you have downloaded, which I'm guessing most people have, the Red Band trailer off the PSN, it is that extended for an hour and a half. So if you thought that was funny, yeah, it's funny. I liked it. I mean, I went in, though, expecting this is going to be crazy off-the-wall comedy about nothing, and that's exactly what I got.
Very good. I will go see it then.
We snuck in after seeing The Dark Knight for the third time.
There you go. I mean, I got to see it for the second time. Gotta find a babysitter or whatever that
Come
goes.
on.
There it is.
Let's
go right into the Rope Report.
It's time for some news.
So, firmware 2.42 is out.
Booyah!
Has what just seems like a bunch of bug fixes.
And it took forever to download.
And also, yes,
everyone.
took forever.
Most people, actually, not everyone. For me, for sure. Did it take long for you, Rope?
Took a long time for me.
Clements?
Mine actually wouldn't download the first night. So I had to just wait until the next day.
Did it go fast the next day?
Yes, it did.
There you go. Let's see. It was announced today that The Last Guy, which in the Japanese name for this game is called The Last Guy Japan Premium, which if you have a Japanese store account, you can download today.
And it's awesome.
It's 500 yen, and it's awesome. It's this top-down. It looks like they have satellite imagery, so it looks like a zoomed-in Google Maps or whatever, so you can see individual buildings and streets and stuff. And you basically play the last guy, who according to the blog is actually supposed to be a zombie, but the dude looks exactly like Superman. He's got a blue suit on. He's got a red cape.
He can move with super speed.
You can move with
super
speed.
zombie.
Yeah, but so you basically walk around. Imagine walking around on a Google Maps picture. And inside of the buildings that you can see are people, and they'll come out and join you and follow you. So it's sort of like a game of Snake, except there's monsters like running around. They try to eat your dudes, and you got to get them to a safe zone. It's awesome. But so if you have a Japanese account, get it. It's 500 yen. But it's coming to the U.S., so it's going to have some more stages. The game is rad and totally crazy, so that's pretty awesome news. Pixel Junk Eden should be out today on the PlayStation Store, which is rad. Look for our review today as well. The greatest hits finally have come out this over the course of the past week. So if you PS2 games were $19.99, PS3 games are $29.99, but you find such hits as Resistance, Fall of Man, MotorStorm, Call of Duty 3, Warhawk is up in there, Ninja Gaiden Sigma.
It's not the Warhawk with
Oblivion
the Bluetooth headset,
too,
right?
No,
just
it's just a box, yeah.
Is Oblivion on there?
Oblivion's on there. There's a bunch of games. So go check those things out. It was announced by LucasArts that Force Unleashed will be seeing a demo sometime in August. The kind of interesting thing about it is that it's going to have content that is unique to the demo itself. So you'll be able to play stuff that isn't actually in the game. I don't know if that means that it's sort of like it'd be kind of cool if it was like a little prequel to it, or like a side mission or something.
Jar Jar.
Or you play as Jar Jar, or you kill Jar Jar. That'd be awesome. But so that's pretty cool that we're going to get to play something that actually won't be in the final game, but it'll give you a taste of how the game goes. It's kind of cool, so it'll give you a reason to play the demo even after you have the game, which is pretty sick. And then last bit of very sad news is that Activision has announced that after the merger with Vivendi, Blizzard, and all those people, that it is not going to be publishing some of the games that were in the Vivendi catalog. So, such as Ghostbusters. No! Greg's very sad about that one. Ghostbusters is the big one around the office. But another huge one is Brutal Legend. Wet is not going to be published. 50 Cent, Blood on the Sand. We all want to know what happens to Fitty over in the over there.
Trying to find his skull, right? Isn't it?
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
He needs to get paid. I remember that.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't pay him, so he goes to war.
He needs to get his papers. Money. So yeah. But so there's a whole list of games that they aren't going to publish anymore, but that they aren't canceled.
Yeah.
They just go
back to the developer.
They go back
now
to
the developer has them, and they have to shop it around to publishers again.
I was reading some interesting bit that with Ghostbusters specifically, the game could get delayed even outside of the fact they don't have a publisher anymore, because Sony Pictures is in talks with them or whatever about if it can be published or whatever. Or or they're working out details on that. So Ghostbusters is sort of up in the air.
Yeah, there's a
about how
lot.
that'll work,
The
but-
Ghostbuster franchise has a lot of hands in the pot. Like, there's a lot of people that they have to sign off on everything about that. Sony has to sign off on every screenshot they give us. That's why you don't see more media for Ghostbusters and stuff, because right now that company says everything has to go through us, and we all have to stamp it. And then there's all these people who own parts of it. And it's screwed up.
Yeah. Well, the good news is everybody that's major is behind the game. So you have Harold Ramis,
Yeah.
Danny Aykroyd, and all those guys. They're 100% in because their voices in the game. So
We just got our preview code today.
yeah. So it's
The hands-on demo level I got today.
yeah. You should do we should put up a video on YouTube or whatever that just has the Sierra Vivendi or whatever logo pop up before the screen, and then you'll never see that on your home console. Well, anyway, that's the end of the news for the week.
A sad week.
Yeah, kind of sad. It's an exciting week, though. There's some good stuff. Greatest hits.
Yeah.
Eden, Last Guy.
I'm still
That's
very
all
excited
good.
for the firmware. This isn't part of topic of the week, and I think that something is packaged in that firmware.
You
We
think?
talk about that PlayStation Live stuff all the time.
Yeah.
They said at E3 it was going to be this month. This firmware took forever to download. Even when I got in the next day, like I tried to do it right when it went up, and it failed a bunch of times. Then it took like 45 minutes to download the entire thing. But when I came in the morning on our super fast Office connection, it still took me like 10 minutes to download it. So something fishy's going on there.
It took me a good half hour or so to download
There you go.
it. For
See,
a while, 20
Eric
minutes at least.
Lempel's not telling us everything he knows,
Yes.
as usual.
We got to get down to the bottom of this. Let's see. Let's go on with the list.
Oh,
Greg,
the
you got
official
it?
IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
That is the list that I'm referring to.
All right. On the PlayStation.
You know what's?
3.
Let me give you a little side. Sometimes when Ryan does his theme songs, he looks at his paper like he's reading the doot 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 doot
I
off
enjoy
the
that.
paper.
Damn, it's written right there.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny.
Before we get into the list, I want to have a serious conversation. Ryan, are you okay?
I'm doing well. Yeah.
You seem kind of depressed today.
I'm a little tired.
Are we working you too hard?
I'm a little tired.
What's wrong? Why are you so tired?
I just haven't been sleeping well.
Why not?
I don't know. I have a really hard time going to sleep sometimes. Like, it'll be like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not tired then.
Yeah.
But then when I wake up, I feel really sluggish.
Usually the ray is sunshine around here. I'm usually the grumpy one.
It's
Now I
true.
feel like our
I don't
roles are
think-
reversed.
I don't think I've been grumpy. I've just been kind of like at my computer sluggishly typing.
Yeah. Well, you've been curt as well.
I have been curt?
Not really. But something's wrong. I can
Oh.
tell. I can sense it in the force.
Yeah.
He's also sad about Ghostbusters.
Yeah. It's okay. You can let that out. Don't worry.
It broke my
PlayStation
heart.
3 saw
Thanks
Soul
for asking,
Calibur
though.
4. No problem. Soul Calibur 4. Ryan, you reviewed that. How was that?
It was a very good game. Yeah. People should definitely check it out.
PlayStation 2 saw MLB Power Pros 08, The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, and then I wasn't around last week, so I didn't do any research on this. Did the Rock Band track pack come out last week or this week?
I know that it's in stores. I believe it would have hit last week.
All right, well that's out too
So,
if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. So there
I
you go.
played some of that yesterday on the Wii. Same experience, I'm guessing, for you on the PS2.
Yeah. So that's the list. Pick of the week, I guess, has got to be Soul Calibur then.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Oh,
Or
definitely.
if you can get your hands on the Ghostbuster hands-on demo,
Yeah.
that's what I would suggest.
I'd still go with Soul Calibur, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go. So we're gonna do a little segment this week for just the tip,
Just a tip.
for trophy tips, because Pixel Junkie is coming out this week, and it comes out today, I guess, if you're listening on Thursday. Otherwise, it came out in the past. So the game is the first official release to at launch to have trophies supported in it. So I'll be reviewing the game sometime today, and it has some trophies in there. Now, here's the interesting part about the how we're going to do just the tip this week is that the trophies in the game are rather not incredibly hard, but they take a lot of time, and it's a lot of them are just collect all the seeds in the garden. And there's not really any sort of tip you can give to somebody unless you give them a map of where they are or whatever. So this is just this little short version of this I'm going to do is basically an overall, in case you didn't know, these things will help you with completing the levels, but that also greatly help you when you're trying to collect all the seeds and stuff like that. The first tip you should know is if you haven't played the demo, is if you do that little swing move, you're on your little tether, the more seeds you get in a row, the more pollen comes out of each seed. So by the time you get to like 6, 7, 8, you're going to get a hell of a lot more. So it
you mean the
helps.
Prowlers, right?
The Prowlers, yeah. Those help grow the seeds faster, which is very important because if you're trying to get all the seeds in a level, you're going to run out of time. Which is the second tip I'm going to give. It's also kind of obvious to save those. There's like the little time things you get.
Gems.
Yeah, they're called gems. Yeah, Ryan knows the nomenclature better than I do. But
Because I wrote up all those like blog posts.
yeah, save those things until the very last second. Some levels you will need them more than anything else. And the last tip I'm going to give is it seems, for me playing through the game, some levels it seems to make more of a significant difference than some other levels. But if you do, there's a move in the game where if you're in the air and you shove if you yank the controller straight down, you'll drop down onto whatever's below you, which helps you not overshoot things. It's an extremely helpful move. If you do that move and you basically, butt stomp or whatever you want to do, the Mario
It's called the
stuff.
dive bomb zinger.
Yeah, dive bomb zinger or whatever.
I'm just
it is.
kidding.
If you perform the dive bomb
dive
zinger
bomb zinger.
on a pollen thing, the prowler. If you
Mhm.
perform it on a prowler, you will get more pollen than if you just smash it normally. Than if you were to just jump through it. So that's a huge help, especially if you're trying to fill up those big ones. Although again, not some of the levels it seem to be about the same for me, but some levels was a significant difference. So use that smash move whenever you can. That'll help you.
Actually, dive bomb zinger is pretty cool. We should keep using that.
Yeah, the dive
Make it
bomb
official.
But aside from that, I don't know of any other crazy tips because the game is basically just go find everything. So.
And then there's that one trophy that seemed impossible, right? Where it's
there's one
don't
where
let a single piece of pollen.
Yeah, you have to collect every. I think you have to get every seed on the level, and it says don't waste any pollen. Don't let any of it go to waste. So if you're trying to get this trophy, you can't. I would suggest not trying to get those multipliers. Get one pollen at a time, so that you can keep it all under wraps and basically, get them all. I haven't actually tried this myself. I don't know if the prowlers keep coming or if there's a limited number when the level starts. If there is a limited number when the level starts, that would make it a hell of a lot easier. But if they keep coming,
I think they might keep coming.
Yeah, then that would.
It seems like they do. It seems like their numbers are completely random and spread out throughout.
Yeah, and I know that you're hardly ever without them being around you, so it doesn't seem like you have to sort of get rid of them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like how you opened up and you're like, this isn't gonna. None of these are that hard. You have been playing this game for quite a few weeks now.
I've been playing the hell out of the game.
You curse a lot at this game.
Yeah, well, there is a.
I mean, it's in the good way of this game's challenging. It's not like it's broken or anything. But
definitely.
I mean, it scared me to the point where I'm not even gonna try for these trophies because I'm like,
You know what? They're not that bad. Like one of the things is with each level is the first time you go into a garden, you collect one spectre, then it kicks you out. Then you do it again, you collect two spectre, then it kicks you out. So you basically have to go in and collect all 5 spectre, or at least the first 4, before you can even try to do the all seeds thing. And then the problem is if you press start or whatever. At least this is in the preview build that we have, and it isn't the final one. So maybe the final one that's gonna hit the store today will have like a different menu, but I really don't think so. I think the one that we have is complete. But it doesn't tell you how many of the seeds you've gotten until you quit the level. And keeping count in your head is pretty difficult. I tried it and I was off by like 5, and I turned out I got them all. And the one level the other day I had to get 29 or something like that, and I ended up with 28, and I thought I had them all. So and it can take you 20 minutes to get through the level. So you're like, where was it? You don't know where it is, and yeah. So
see, when they initially announced that this was gonna have trophies and stuff, I was like, all right, cool, I'll pour my time into it. But
it's awesome. I mean, it's definitely worth the time to do it. But
Uncharted's coming soon, so that's what I'll just wait and get my trophies there.
Yeah,
get my platinum.
I feel like a mini map in the corner of the screen might help or something, but it would also take away from the challenge of exploring.
It would take away from the exploration. Yeah.
Perhaps like if you were to do all 5 spectra and like complete the level, your reward is like you get a map in the corner of the screen.
That would be very helpful.
Yeah.
Because at that point you figured that you would know where it is. But the thing for me is the levels are so big and spread out that since you have to fill up the seeds to create pieces of the level to climb on. If you haven't filled them up yet, you don't have a really good marker of you can't really figure out where you are. So when I start a level half the time and I get like the first one, I might know where the first one is. I'm like, I don't remember where the second one is until I start filling up seeds. And by that time, I've wasted so much time that like trying to get the trophy where you get all 5 spectra in one level in one garden in 10 minutes has been pretty difficult to me. I can get it kind of close, but I haven't. It's not incredibly easy. Speaking of do we have a update from Zombie Blognack, even though Jeff's not here?
No, we don't. I didn't get a chance to check yet.
One thing I will tell you is that here's big
He's
news.
still dead.
Here's big news. Pixel Junk Eden's coming to the PlayStation Store this week.
Okay.
So there you go. And tomorrow is the Gran Turismo update, which will bring Gran Turismo TV to the thing, and a couple other minor tweaks like online play, collision stuff. And for anybody that has Gran Turismo 5 Prologue, the Gran Turismo TV update, the full unveiling for it or whatever, because it's sort of in there now, will be all paid content, all pay-per-view stuff will be 99 cents for the first 2 weeks.
Ooh.
So I'm hoping that Ferrari behind-the-scenes thing launches tomorrow with the service. I hope they don't hold it off for 2 weeks because I want to see that.
Yeah.
And I want to see it for 99 cents.
Okay.
99 cents.
Yep.
99.
When are they going to do away with pennies? They're so worthless.
Yes, pennies should be destroyed.
Yeah.
Change in general is very annoying.
Well, the copper in a penny is worth more than the actual monetary value of it.
Terrible.
So you might as well melt down the pennies and sell the copper. You get more money.
Yeah.
Aren't they only like copper line nowadays?
I don't know.
Nothing. Okay.
Anyway, that's what I've heard.
Oh no, I'm thinking of quarters and stuff, right? Because they are only silver on the outside, but on the inside,
I think so.
they're-
It's just crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'd be worth a lot of money.
Yep.
It's time for the mail call.
No.
Or no, wait,
you
no,
just-
no. You know what it is? Look at this.
Trophy tips.
No,
is
no.
right
Look
on
at how.
top of it.
Yeah, Ryan on this sheet says trophy tips, and then right underneath topic of the week, and there's giant spaces.
There's a
between them.
reason for that.
Let's hear what the reason is.
The reason is because I was explicitly told that Trophy Tips was going to be a prelude to Topic of the Week. One of you guys told me that one
It
on
was
the
not
show.
me. I guarantee
Probably,
it
but
was
it
not
makes
me.
it hard to read on here.
There's 2 lines there.
All right, so here's what we're doing. Mail call is delayed for a few minutes while we first take care of topic of the week.
Topic of
Delayed.
the week.
It's Topic.
What is that called? Where you have one vehicle and then it pulls another vehicle?
Toe.
That's it.
Oh,
Okay.
good one.
Anyway, let's get right into some things. We have an email from
No, you did it all. No.
What?
Focus. Topic of the week.
Damn it! I'm back on mail call. This is all kinds of
You
messed
gotta
up.
zone back in.
Oh man, we should just reverse them. Topic of the week. All right.
Topic of the week.
Topic of the week
I'm
is
trying not to yell as much. That's
Yeah.
not the topic of the week.
topic
I was
of the
told
week
I'm
is
annoying
yelling.
when I yell.
I didn't say it.
Not you, no. Some people.
So first piece of
I
no.
I never did.
No, these are readers or
Oh,
somebody.
okay, gotcha.
Someone on a competing website started a thread called "Greg Miller is awesome," and I was linked to it. And then eventually, some people were saying, "Well, yeah, he's cool 10% of the time, but annoying 90 when he yells." So I'm toning it down. I don't need to yell as much.
There you go.
I guess.
So you're trying to bring the ratio up.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll start yelling and fill the void.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Beyond. See, I
there it
tricked him. All right, let's do it. Topic of the week.
So topic of the week is it's a little loose, so we'll see where this goes when we start
Oh,
talking
okay.
about it. But since
I
Pixel,
like loose things.
since Pixel Junk came
Thor
out today,
General. Yeah.
and brings that's an inside joke for something that nobody ever really heard.
No, some people are probably aware.
Yeah. Anyways, since Pixel Junk comes out today and launches with trophies, and then the Uncharted patch to bring trophies to that should be out in the next week or two. We're going to talk about the trophies in those games and how they're doing because so far we've only had Super Stardust. So we're going to look at how we have one game that goes back and adds stuff to existing stuff in the name of Uncharted, and we have a new game that has new stuff
Brand
there.
new.
Brand new, all trophies in Pixel Junk. I'll tell you from my perspective, and you might have got this from the just the tip, is that the trophies in Pixel Junk are pretty hard to get, or at least they're very time consuming. And for my money, there's not enough random stuff in there. Like almost all the trophies are collect all the seeds in this one garden, then collect all the Spectra in the entire game, and then collect Spectra within 10 minutes, whatever. There's the one trophy that's you do like a little what is it called? Not the gymnast, the trapeze jump. So you grab onto one grimp. It's in a 3-player game. Have that guy spin, then jump off, and then land on another guy as he's spinning, which is pretty cool. Like I wanted to see more things like that in the game, where you do get you to do more random stuff, and you have all these other things to get. So
I enjoy that too. I like trophy/achievements that make you play some way you wouldn't normally.
yeah,
Yes.
Like all the seeds and stuff, that's fine, but I mean, you have to do that maybe to conquer the level no matter what. It's cooler when it's something that you would never, like, a weapon you'd never use or a tactic normally normal people wouldn't do.
yeah, or
So, I
hidden
mean,
stuff.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, it's Uncharted they're just putting it on top of the achievement system or whatever award system they already had in the game. So, and some of that was kill this many guys with this kind of gun and stuff. So they did it too.
There
that
is way more variety in that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then that brings us to another subject that Uncharted has, from what it sounds like anyway, the trophies are directly tied to the awards or whatever they're called that are already in the game. So you're going to already be going after the same stuff you did before.
Yeah, which is both cool and poopy, depending on how you look at it. Because
Yeah.
you figure if you were a huge Uncharted fan, you already did all that crap.
And now
However-
you're going to go do it again.
Exactly. Now, and I think that, you don't know how much stuff happens behind the scenes, and maybe they were thinking when this happened, if they put this in, they could easily link it so that home would recognize this happening or whatever. And now that can't happen. So that sucks. On the other hand, of course, then you have new people coming in to play the game for the first time who are going to do that. There's people like me who, when I played it and loved it, I played through twice on my debug, so I never actually got any of that stuff, like when I tried to play on a retail unit.
Yeah.
But even when I played, I didn't really try to go through and do all that stuff because it was like, all right, that's cool that it's there, but it wasn't what I was looking for at
Yeah,
the time.
that's how I was. I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to get those. I was more
too.
about collecting the treasures
Yeah, yeah.
than anything
I wanted
else.
to see the story and do this and find out what happened when I went
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
shot this, yeah. So
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. It's that whole thing for me personally. It'll be expanding the gameplay in a way I didn't do it before.
Yeah. I think this is one of those games that happens to be unfortunate that that the trophies aren't retroactive and that you have to start over again. And since I have no problem playing through the game again, but some people have gotten all these trophies and stuff and unlocked like new rendering modes and unlocked new weapons and other
that's
characters you
gonna
can play
suck
as
to
and
go
stuff.
do it again.
You have to do the whole thing over again. You have to start from scratch. So that's kind of
what I'd be interested in, and this will be something kids can comment on the board, is if they're gonna delete their old save and just start fresh, or if they're just gonna go through their old save with just redoing it and trying to count in their head if they've done this or done that.
yeah.
Because I would have personally, I'd delete it. That way I could see as
I
I'm
would
doing
make sure.
it.
Yeah. That's what I would
Which
do.
sucks though, because I hate deleting games with doing that.
You wouldn't have to delete the install data on a game, right?
No.
Because that's generic information.
Yeah,
so.
you would have to go into your save data, not your game data.
Gotcha.
You should also.
I always get those two mixed up.
Yeah.
I believe. I mean, it's been a long time since I played Uncharted. I'm basically saving it for when the patch comes out. But I believe that you can just pick to start a new game and leave your old save there.
Oh, true. Yeah, you could do that, can't you?
And also, as protection, in case you didn't want to screw that up, is you could just create a fake account, copy your save to the fake backup account or whatever, and then delete it.
You wouldn't have to go through the trouble. Just put your save file on a flash drive.
Or that.
Yeah, and just pull
Or
it
your
off.
PSP.
Or if you want to spend money, like Ryan's suggesting you do, then go to the store.
Oh, everybody has
put
a
down
USB
$20,
drive now.
Drive back home. An hour later, you can copy the save, or you can just make a new profile.
Exaggeration over here. Everybody
Make a
has
profile
a
called backup.
USB drive.
All right, yeah. Anyway, and that's actually safer because in case your PS3 blows up, then
Yeah.
gets hit with a rocket or something.
Yeah, time for trophies.
Or your house melts down.
When I started installing that firmware, I thought we might be going down that road again of bricking firmware, seeing as how I got to 0% and stayed there for 5 minutes before I got to 1.
Actually, yeah. Maybe I should start waiting a day or two before I download firmware.
Yeah.
No, you got to be on the cutting edge, man. That's what we're all about.
The cutting edge.
On the cusp. Cusp of firmware updates.
My retail system at work can be on the cutting edge. My home system can be play it safe.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
I don't update my home stuff for a long time. But at work, you know what? Download it immediately because if it breaks, you can expense another one.
Exactly.
There it is.
But I
you
can't
use
do
your
that
PS3
with.
home much?
No, I do.
Yeah.
But
you usually care about updating.
Yeah, no, I wait a couple of days to make sure the updates because a lot of times it's slow or something. People complain about something. I'm like, all right, I'll just wait a couple of days.
Yep.
So
Very
anyway,
interesting.
let's
Let's talk about Uncharted interface.
Yeah.
We watched that video of how it's going to pop up and laughed out loud.
Yeah.
Because it was very ugly. That sucks. I wish it was better. I mean, the Uncharted people went to the trouble of making an icon that pops up and says, you did this awesome thing with cool text and yada yada, and then 2 minutes, or not even 5 seconds after that fades away, a PS3 one pops up and
so you
has the
basically
trophy.
get 2 things every time you do something.
Yeah.
I think
is
that's
weird.
funny.
I do too, in a bad way.
No, I think it's I like it. It's fine. I don't. I mean, who cares? It's for 5 seconds of screen time on the top corner.
See, the thing
Overall,
is,
I don't like the way they do the trophies popping up.
Yeah, it's kind of meh.
It looks ugly.
I'm wondering if developers have the option to change how that looks.
I doubt it. I bet it's. Well, I guess it's too early to tell, but I would imagine that Sony is saying that's what it wants. They want uniformity, just like the Xbox deal.
Yeah.
And I think Xbox's looks better than the Sony thing.
Yeah. Well, the little trophy icons are kind of ugly.
Yeah.
I think it's part of the problem. But yeah, it's
It's just so
It
blah.
looks-
It's like blah. Here, this happened. It's like
Yeah.
also Ryan's online. It's like, oh, cool.
yeah.
You saying you don't get excited when I pop
No,
online?
I don't. I'm usually watching Family Guy.
All
And I
right.
pop. I'm like, God, go away.
Go away, Ryan.
I don't care. Mean Seasons is online. Who cares? Trying to find out what happened in this episode
Yeah,
of Family
Mean
Guy. Just
Seasons.
downloaded.
Shout
Man, I'm
out.
tell you what, Bob Sacamano comes online on and off the time.
Yeah.
Dude's always coming on and off. I was playing Pixel Junk yesterday, and I saw him come on and offline about 20 times. Bob, you gotta choose to play or not. Maybe he was trying to update his PS3 and it kept
Yeah,
crashing.
exactly. It's
I have some
Internet Connect
comments
problems.
about trophies, by the way.
What's that?
I think RPGs definitely have a lot of potential for trophy
Yeah.
support, and I think that should definitely be something developers consider down the line, especially with. I don't know if like the Final Fantasy games would be doing that or not. I feel like they might. That's out quite a ways, so I feel like
I think
that's
it
a
would have to
possibility.
at that point.
Yeah,
'Cause at some point it's gonna
if
be
the
mandatory.
mandate comes in, then yes, it'll be mandatory. But there's so much cool stuff you can do in an RPG that makes it worthwhile. Trophies and stuff like getting a particular villain at a certain time or getting a particular item set, something like that. There's a lot of cool stuff there.
Now, here's one interesting thing that I want to go back and mention about Pixel Junk again is that the Pixel Junk trophies, they're all bronze except for 1 silver. Like, there's no golds in there.
I
There's
wanted
nothing
to
else.
comment on that.
And I'm wondering, I haven't done a side-by-side comparison, because so behind the scenes, each trophy has a certain number of points. We'll just make it up and say that bronze is 1, silver's 2, gold's 3, or whatever. And so the developer's given, say, 20 points or whatever it is, and then you can spread them any way you want. But it seems to me like there's not a huge difference in the number of trophies between Pixel Junk and Stardust. There's 17 in Stardust, and there's
19.
19 in Pixel Junk.
No, wait, 20.
Or
Sorry.
20 in Pixel Junk,
Yeah.
but there's 1 silver. which means, and Stardust has a few golds and a handful of silvers and all these things. It seems like there's not as many total trophies that were gone into Stardust. So I'm wondering if Stardust was allowed to have extra trophies because of the download packs. So you got more stuff for those packs because some of those tied directly to that. So I'm wondering if the stuff that's only tied directly to the base game equals pixel junk, but then the other stuff added on top of that.
I'm not sure.
Which would be a question for downloadable content then. Can downloadable content that especially that you pay for, give you more trophies than anything else? It's an interesting question. We got to get to the bottom of.
We'll try.
It's another investigative report.
Yeah.
I'm getting to the bottom of it, sorry.
There you go. That's how you get to the bottom of
Here's
stuff.
the one thing that I don't know if I like about the whole mandated trophies idea is that there are some games, including one of my favorite upcoming ones, Flower, where trophies really don't work with the concept of the game because at some points in some games there isn't a set goal. There aren't really set objectives like traditional gaming. And so when you force trophy support on top of that, I don't want developers to have to compromise their vision in order to just abide by a mandate. I feel like
you
that's a
could,
really
in that
bad
case,
idea.
just make one trophy. It says when you turn the game on, you get all the trophies, and
That'd be awesome.
then play.
Greatest trophy of all time.
Yeah.
It'd be Avatar.
Buy for trophies.
Would Sony even? Do you think they'd allow that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that would be kind of sketchy.
But so even in Flower, you have an objective. I mean, you're flying around there
you
trying
unlock
to
you unlock new
stuff.
flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
So they just tie
That's
all
all
the,
it would be. Yeah.
They just tie the trophies to the new flowers. Doesn't get in the way of the game at all.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever
There's
any
so
problem
many
with that.
games that get rolled out, and that is just complete a chapter, and you get an achievement trophy.
I mean, if you ever get a game that can't possibly have trophies because there is no progression and you don't unlock anything new ever, and you don't do anything that could earn you a trophy, then there's a massive problem with that game.
Not necessarily. There are a lot of abstract. I mean, like I can't list off a whole bunch right now, but I know that there are abstract titles out there that don't like.
Okay, let's say they release Photoshop on the PS3, right? That has no progression. There's no beginning and end. They give you a trophy for loading a thing. They give you a trophy for saving.
using the crop tool.
They give you a trophy for using the crop tool. They give you a trophy
Make an
for
image.
photoshopping
1,000 pixels.
Fran's
like
head
2
onto a
million.
goat.
Oh wow,
and then
that'd be awesome.
and then there's all your trophies. So see, even things that don't, you do something and they just give you trophies for doing. They just keep numbers in the background that you don't ever have to see.
Yeah, there has to be something you do in it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
even if it was like if they, for some reason, like Toriyamaki, just an interactive screensaver thing.
Yeah,
got
yeah.
I mean, it could just be played for X number of hours or whatever.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I understand it. I just mean hypothetically, I feel like there could be a particular instance where adding trophy support could compromise the original
See, I
vision
think
of
what
the game.
it'll compromise is you being immersed in the game. That I can see.
Yeah.
Like the fact that little ugly gray box pops up in a text that's not, cohesive to what the game is at all. That could, totally take you out of the experience. But
Yeah,
then
you're
again,
right.
you can turn off your alerts, can't you? I mean,
I think
does
so.
trophies
I think
fall
that's
into
a-
there? I mean,
Oh, actually, I haven't.
like I can
check
turn
that
off if I really get annoyed. I don't have to see that you guys are signing on and off. I can change that.
Right.
Or Bob Sacramento.
Yeah. I like seeing Bob Sacramento crash me.
Yeah.
Great name.
Anyway, anything else to add?
Meh.
Nah. All right.
Trophies. Let's do it.
Let's get
Topic
back on.
complete.
Let's give us some trophies, people. Now let's get on to the delayed mail call.
Male call. Male female. Male man. Male
Maelstrom.
Man nutrition.
Okay, first email comes from Antonio King.
Antonio King.
Antonio, he says, do we think that Leipzig will be much better than E3 in terms of announcements and games for Sony?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
I believe that it will.
Okay.
Should I explain?
Yeah, can you?
I think it would be funnier if I just didn't.
Okay.
It
It seems like
Sony. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I guess you're actually gonna explain. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well, Sony Europe said there would be 12 announcements at the show.
Yeah.
So, this seems to be correct. So I think 12 announcements is more than what they made at E3. So there you go. It's easy math.
I mean, the big thing I think is that going into E3, we all knew the plan. We all pretty much knew what was coming, what
Yeah.
we'd expect from the show. I mean, don't get me wrong, Resistance 2 looked awesome. Kills and stuff was
The only
cool.
surprise on our end, I think, was Mag. if I
Yeah, like
remember
we
correctly.
all predicted a
And
God
the
of War teaser.
downloadable stuff,
I mean,
too.
like all that stuff. But
Fat-
yeah,
we didn't-
Yeah,
that's
downloadable,
true.
downloadable games and Mag were the only things that we didn't
I
know
think
about.
there's much more room for more knock your socks off surprises that you weren't expecting at
Yeah.
Leipzig. And Ryan's gonna be there covering them all.
I will. Losing sleep.
Yeah, it's a rough show, dude.
Sean9986 says, when do you think God of War 3 will be released? I'm going to guess... This is an interesting question because they haven't shown the game at all yet.
Yeah.
They just showed the teaser. And in the past, the God of War games, they've been showing footage by this point. So that's kind of an interesting question. The other thing, too, is that the first two games came out in like the February, March,
Yeah, they
April
were spring
timeframe.
games,
Yeah,
spring
so
games.
they were all like early first, even like end of winter, I think. depending on when you count that.
Yeah.
So basically, the game could come out at any point. You can't just say it's going to be October, November release. I'm gonna probably say that it's going to be fall next year, just because we haven't actually seen the game in action yet. I think if we go to Leipzig and we see the game running there, we'll see it summer or earlier.
My prediction is Q1 10.
2010.
Yeah.
It's farther out than I thought.
I know.
But it's possible.
Not by much. I mean, you figure. You're saying
Yeah,
fall.
I guess it's only a few
It
months.
sounds really far.
Yeah. Man, 2010.
I know.
Seems
Where are the
crazy.
flying cars, huh? Come
We're
on.
gonna get Gran Turismo in 2010.
Woo!
Maybe.
2011.
Epidemic says, did you guys get a hands-on demo with Prince of Persia? And if so, what were your impressions of the new art style and combat system?
Hands off for me, personally.
Yeah, I watched them play, but I didn't
Yeah.
actually get to play myself.
Right.
Brian, did you see this game at all? You missed out.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
looked
That's what I keep hearing.
good.
Yeah, the art style is awesome.
Yeah, it looked fantastic.
Yeah, the art style's totally rad.
I loved all the jumping mechanics when
Yep.
she'd grab you and throw you.
That I
and
think
hurl
is a
you
little
around.
weird, but I don't know.
Well-
but the rest of the stuff was awesome.
Well,
It's
like
awesome
it.
how she just totally gets out of your way no matter what you're doing. She'll jump around you. If you try to go up a ladder, she's above you. She'll just drop below you.
I liked when you, instead of having a dying animation, like she saves you,
saves
but
you.
then takes you back to the place you would have started. I mean, it's basically you die, but she saves you, and that makes better sense story-wise.
Yeah. So
The fighting stuff looked really cool, too.
yeah, it looked really cool. We didn't get to play it though, so I can't comment exactly on the combat system. Although I do like the fact that you only ever fight one guy at a time.
Yeah.
I think that's way cooler than having to fight a bunch of dudes. And I mean, I remember in Sans at the time, I loved the whole game except for the fighting. I thought the fighting was pretty bad, or it was at best only passable, and it was nowhere near as good as the rest of the game.
Yeah,
And so
running
it
on
was-
the walls and stuff.
Yeah, like that part was awesome. So having these huge fights that all of them seem like boss fights is pretty cool. I'm hoping that they don't happen constantly because I want to get to that running and doing all kinds of stuff. But but yeah, no, it looks pretty cool. I Am Atkins says, if Microsoft manages to get the avatars out before Home, is Home pretty much screwed?
No.
No, it's screwed anyway.
Oh.
Beyond. No. The avatars are totally different than Home because the avatars just give you,
A face or whatever,
They give
right?
you a picture of a dude that you made up. It's a me, and then you can, share pictures or whatever and watch movies, which is kind of rad. But Home is, that whole virtual environment. It's totally different than, a stupid picture of a me on your 360.
Yeah.
Beyond.
Beyond.
See, now I've said something bad about everybody, so now we're all even. Vaxic says, do you know what is going on with the PSN title Linger in Shadows? The last interview for the interactive art piece stated it would be out this summer, but there's not been a single word since. I don't remember seeing it at E3,
No.
so who knows what's happening with that thing.
Are they even? Has it even confirmed that they're making a game out of it?
No, it's not a game. It's just a screensaver, basically. You just watch it go. It's a...
Oh, you mean he's asking if it's going to be, or she's asking if it's available to the public at some point?
Yeah, if it's coming out in the summer or whatever else, because there hasn't been anything since the judges event that we were at, I guess.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. It wasn't.
Oh, right. Okay, now I know what we're talking about.
Yeah, the thing with the dog and
The guy gave that long, drawn-out
Yeah, he wouldn't
speech,
stop
and
talking.
you couldn't go see it.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't E3, so who knows? WKD injection. That sounds bad.
WKD.
Yeah, lowercase k. Wicked injection, maybe.
Okay.
Says, have you guys heard anything on Assassin's Creed 2? Any ideas when we might see it? Whatever. No. Ubisoft is very quiet. Maybe Leipzig.
Yeah, a little
We'll
too
see.
quiet, huh?
Yes. Black Mantle says, do you think that Sony or even the third-party developers may utilize Ratchet and Clank Future Quest for Booty as a basis to expand upon the stories of games already established throughout the PlayStation 3 catalog? Basically, will other people make these little downloadable things to expand on stories? I think not taking Ratchet and Clank Future Quest for Booty as as like scripture as the one game to base it on, but I think that as a whole with a bunch of other stuff is coming out, certainly with Quest for Booty being one of the bigger ones, I think that will help. If it does really well, then yeah, I think other people will say, let's make a little side thing. We can test some technology in here. We can do all these kind of things. I think that's a very cool way for people to go. I'm hoping it doesn't delay, the bigger projects because I want to play, the bigger games rather than smaller stuff. But, if, say God of War 3 comes out and they start working on God of War 4 and they say, we have a new lighting tech we want to release and also we want to show the side story to, some character in the game. Hey, now you can play as the character for an hour or two and we can test the lighting thing. I think that'd be pretty cool use for it. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think the game should do really well, given it's $15 or whatever, so. WS Owen 02 says, what have you been hearing about from third-party developers regarding trophies? Will we be seeing many games supporting them this year? Or will that not start until next year?
I think you're gonna be surprised. I think people are adopting it quicker than you thought. I just had a demo the other day for a game I'm embargoed for that is third party, and I sat down and we were playing and a trophy popped up. I was like, oh, neat, you guys are doing this? Like, oh yeah, we forgot to mention it. Yeah, we're doing it. So
When is said game coming out? Since we don't even know what the game is.
Coverage on it will go live August 6th.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, I see. But yeah, so there we go. So people are putting in the games. Yeah, so there you go.
Is it God of War 3?
Yes. Third party.
Jason.
Activision picked that one up somehow.
Now we know it's Activision.
Yeah.
You spilled the beans on that
No,
part.
I'm not, because I'm referencing Ghostbusters.
Oh, there you go.
Me and
Got it.
Activision probably aren't in good terms right now. So.
Yeah. Jason Sapir says he's excited for Little Big Planet, but from all the footage he's seen thus far, it appears as if the game does not have as much creative freedom, in quotes there, as he anticipated.
What?
Is the game only a 2D platform in which you can change the level design, or is there more to it? Well, you're not just changing levels; you can build an entire thing to it. And the interesting part about Little Big Planet is that there's going to be a lot of stuff that developers didn't plan on putting in the game that people are going to figure out how to do. Like there's one dude that we were seeing, they were showing some of his levels at E3 where the guy basically would put a block in the level and then attach a sound object to it so it played a certain tone. And then when, this thing that you were on or whenever you walked by it, it would trigger that sound when you were right at it. So you basically put all these blocks in a line and you would walk down the blocks of line and play all these tones in rhythm and then make a song out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's cool things like that. Like, the Media Molecule dudes never expect anybody to do that. This guy did that, and it's only in the hands of a few people right now. So when it gets out to the public, they're gonna say, "Dude, I can make a football game or whatever inside this," and then, somebody will make it. So
Yeah, I don't think people have any idea how complicated you can get with some of that stuff.
yeah, you can get pretty crazy. And they're adding new stuff all the time too.
Did you guys see the vertical level that they had on display?
No.
Where someone actually had it was like one of those kind of levels where it's a constantly up scrolling platform and you have to fall like in through the gaps before you like go off the screen. The whole level is set up where someone actually designed a little motor and attached it to the side of the level with a conveyor belt so that it was actually pushing all the platforms up. And it was just incredible that someone just used the tools of the game. That's what you can do. And the Switch was even designed where as time goes on, it goes faster, so the platforms start going up faster. It's amazing.
There was one I was playing I played that one at Comic-Con, and then at Judges Day, we had the one where all it was basically jump rope.
Yeah.
And the longer you went, the faster the thing went. And, like, everybody just sat down and tried to beat out the other person's score. Like, that's all it was. Like, it was these really simple snapshots that weren't, I'm going to go from point A to point B and jump all around all this stuff. I mean, it was just straight on, here's what it is.
Yeah, there's going to be some pretty cool stuff there.
Yeah.
American Ninja 1 says he's never played a Final Fantasy game before and wants to start getting into the series. So his question is, which one should he play first?
Ghostbusters.
It's like, what a great question.
Now here's what we're gonna do. We're going to assume that he can. Well, I guess he can play any game from the any PlayStation release at least. So we're not gonna count like We'll count the DS. We'll count systems that can play.
If he's asking for if any Final Fantasy game, then that means he might be able to have access to the other ones. So.
Right, but we'll say he has access to the games, but he can't play, say, a Nintendo Entertainment System game right now. So he could play any game that would run on a current system. And we'll
that's
assume,
fine.
We'll assume full backwards compatibility here. So you can play a DS game or whatever.
So I would always say that if you want to get into the series, you should try 4, 6, 7 for like the older ones. 4 and 6 are if you want to get a classic sprite experience. 7 if you want to see the series when it transitioned into 3D. And then after that, it's kind of a lot of people have very varying opinions on the titles that follow that. I liked 12, even though everybody hated it around The Office. I thought it was pretty cool, and that's obviously the most recent one.
Jeremy liked that one a lot too.
Yeah, but I would highly recommend that he play 4, 6, or 7.
There you go.
Because 4 and 6, they had the advanced releases on the Game Boy Advance, which you can play on your DS.
There you go.
You can still find them.
Let's see. Frog Splash 45 says to everyone in the room,
hey,
who is your favorite character in anything? It can be anything. Superhero, games, movies, TV, comics, whatever. I would say Jack Bauer, except that he's real, so he doesn't count as a character. So I don't have an answer.
I can think of a couple, but I don't know if I want to say that they're my favorite of all time because I couldn't even begin to think of all my favorite characters.
I'll give you 3 then.
But one of them is from an anime called Trigun, Vash the Stampede. He is one of the most badass, awesome characters ever created. And don't know. We'll go to Greg, and then I can come back.
The Ghostbusters, Nathan Drake, Connell.
There you go. All right, we're done with that
I don't
one.
like that question.
Nah.
I like it. It's a tough question.
Pseudo Prime 1979 says, "What was the better conference for games, E3 or Comic-Con?"
Oh, E3.
Okay.
Comic-Con was cool. I mean, there was a ton of games. I mean, it was like, Nate kept saying it was like the E3 of old. It's because, you're shoving past people, and there were booth
Right.
babes, and there was giant TVs blaring sound and stuff. But it was mostly old stuff that I'd seen at E3.
Right.
There weren't that many really cool new announcements. I mean, it was cool because DC Online was there, and that was the first time anybody got to play it. So I was really, really excited to play that, and it looked cool and it played well. And then they announced some new Mortal Kombat folks. But E3 was all about games, and here was a ton of stuff, and I liked that better.
Yeah.
Even with this toned-down version of the show.
Oh yeah, well, as somebody who's grown up in conventions, comic conventions, and now video game stuff, I hate fighting crowds. You know what I mean? I much preferred E3's Barker Hangar scale back showroom of being able to actually walk up and wait 2 people, play the games I needed to play, hang out, my friends walk over and play with me, then be wall to wall, disgustingly sweaty controller and have to wait for 20 minutes to play that. Like
The sweaty
yeah.
controller.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Korek says, "Any idea when Fat Princess might be out? Fall, winter, Thanksgiving, whatever." He wants to know so we can start baking pies.
No.
The game's about a year out.
Is that a year?
Yeah. Something like that. Next year sometime.
What do you think about all
Maybe
the?
spring, maybe.
It seems like every day I see a new news story about somebody being pissed off about the title.
Yeah, I
How
think
much
they're
longer
gonna,
before they change that?
pretty soon.
Yeah.
You think so? They're
Yeah,
going to change it?
I think
They
by
will.
the next time that they show it, it'll be changed.
Yeah, it'll have a new name.
Yeah,
I think they should keep it.
I do too. No, totally.
They'll
I'm
call
a
it.
fat person.
They'll call it
I don't care.
nondescript weight princess.
Yeah.
Nondescript weight.
That's the end of Reader Mail
That'd be
for the
awesome.
week.
Mail call.
That's the end. I gotta start marking the last one so I can say when the last one's coming up. But I get this pamphlet and I don't know when the last one they've highlighted is. But anyway, that's the end of Reader Mail. Is there? Oh God!
Oh my god.
Oh no! I just
Save it.
spilled.
Get some napkins. Oh, it's the worst day ever.
We're gonna keep the show going
Yeah,
though.
we gotta fill time.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I
Chris
just
Roper
spilled.
has
I just spilled my hot
accidentally
chocolate.
spilled chocolate.
Now here's the good news about this one though: is it's only on cords.
Yeah, it's not on
It's
anything.
not actually on anything
It is
electronic
creeping up a
whatsoever.
cord,
It's
but-
fine. It's
Oh
totally
yeah,
fine.
we're way beyond having to worry. Beyond having to worry about it touching anything.
Yeah.
Earlier today, I did the same
if
thing
I put
with
the cord
coffee.
back down, it creeps. I got to keep the cord in the air. So
Earlier
I'm gonna,
today, I put my coffee in a weird spot,
Uh-huh.
and I came back to my desk and elbowed it over, and it spilled over my TNA Wrestler Countdown thing, which
Man.
you should read on every day now or whatever on PS3.
There you go. I'm gonna sit here and hold this cord. We'll keep the show going while
All right,
Ryan goes
around
and
the
gets some
room, what's
napkins.
going on in your life there, Rope? What are you playing or watching at home?
I just watched. What did I watch? I don't remember. I'm watching random movies.
Oh, really?
Last night I watched Before Sunset. My wife never seen that.
I don't know what it is.
Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy.
I know who Ethan Hawke
It's
is.
old.
I don't know.
It's basically a talking movie.
Okay.
My laptop is dying at home. It doesn't
Okay.
start up 20 times out of 21.
Yeah.
So that's not good. Ryan's back
Oh.
with napkins. Here's a bunch of crap.
If I can jump off that real quick.
Huh.
Me and Katie, not that Katie and I, not that huge on the tech side of anything ever, except
Yeah.
for video games. My PowerBook laptop is having all sorts of trouble. If anybody knows, it's sometimes Safari just crashes for no reason. I'm not running on the most recent Panther or whatever it is. I'm running on Tiger. Anybody got any ideas? We were thinking maybe if we cleared off some of our photos from iPhoto, it would clear up, but that doesn't seem to be the case so far. So I need some kind of solution on why Safari would crash all the time.
So if you know how to use Safari, Or know how to
I
make
think it's beyond that. I mean,
know how to
beyond-
know how to make it not crash, then
as far as playing, I've been playing through Resistance, trying to get back to get ready for Resistance 2. However, it's been troublesome because I started playing Monday night and then Tuesday night the stupid firmware updated, so I started trying to do that, and that ate up the entire time I was hoping to play.
I see.
And then last night I was very tired from staying up, updating my firmwhere, and I went to bed. But I'll get-
Ryan, we're doing around the room.
I'm back. Hi.
We're doing around the room. Thank you for getting napkins. We're doing around the room while you were gone. What are you doing this recently? Movies, TV, whatever.
I'm actually I was playing Chocobo's Dungeon on Wii because it's kind of fun. It's a cute little
yeah,
game.
Damon liked that a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I was watching. I watched the second Harold and Kumar movie.
Oh, how was
How
that?
was that movie? No?
I don't even
Not as
know
good
what to
as the
say
first
about it. Well, man, I had a sentimental attachment to the first one because I saw it with two of my good friends from back home like a long time ago, and we just were hysterical the whole time, even though it was a stupid, funny movie.
But it was good. I liked it.
But then this movie, it was still, there were some definite funny parts to it, but I feel like it didn't have the same sort of classic effect as the old one. But
Neil Patrick Harris is back, though.
Yes.
Very good. That's all it
I
needs
love
to
Neil
be.
Patrick Harris.
That's all we got to know. Luckily my programming sheet did not get any hot chocolate on it, so I can
Yay.
continue to read. We have PSN hit time, or you do edit or beatdown, but a lot of times nobody announced what that is.
It's more news because if you remember, Jeff, Jeff announced the NCAA football thing last week, but I'm not sure if he sent out emails, and now he's in Japan. So I got back and found it in complete disarray. I will listen to that podcast today, and
figure out who won.
I listened to it at the time, but I thought Jeff would have emailed everyone. So I will email everyone today. We'll get it going, and then next week is Jeff back next week? Is that right?
Yeah, he'll be back in a few days or something.
All right,
so.
I will get it out. We will do the whole thing. And one person has emailed in list of teams they want to be, so I will fix it. I will email everybody. We'll get this thing going.
Yeah, Jeff's been moving around a lot. He's going to Japan now, and he just got back from his own vacation.
Yeah.
So he's
No, I'm not faulting Jeff. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We're all real busy right now.
PSN hit of the week is the request for the hit comes from Passions of Shorty,
It's a good name, too.
who I'm going to turn this one around a little bit. Ryan's not going to see this one coming. Who requests that he sent us a question about bringing a question from his wife on behalf of his wife about the commercial success of Guitar Hero on tour for the DS and about bringing it to the DS, which we don't cover the DS on this show. I don't even know what that is. But anyway, he says at the end, P.S. He thinks that she's nuts for all these ideas, which I'm not going to read. Basically wants to put a drum kit on a DS. Anyway, it says, any chance you can make her the PSN hit of the week? Her PSN ID is Queen Shorty 5 with no spaces. She will be the first hit, but she's actually the secondary target. Your main target...
Numerical 5?
Numerical 5. Queen Shorty 5. Queen, SHORTY, numeral 5. She's the secondary target. Your main target of the week is Passions of Shorty himself. Do not turn on your family. We're going to get you first. This is the most hardcore hit of the week. This guy's turning on his own wife. You got to go get him like there is no tomorrow. Passions of Shorty, no spaces in there. Spell that out. Go kill him wherever he's playing. If he's not playing a game, go rent a game and lend it to him. Then go buy it yourself and then go kill him.
Yeah, they're greatest hits now. They're cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
Send resistance.
PSN hit confirmed.
So there you go. Passions of Shorty is your main target, and Queen Shorty 5 is the secondary target. Or we could even do this where you protect Queen Shorty 5 at all costs.
Human shields.
If you're in the same game as Passions of Shorty and Queen Shorty 5 at the same time, protect Queen Shorty 5 at all costs and kill Passions of Shorty.
Sacrifice your life.
Sacrifice your life
for
to get
Queen
this,
Shorty
to get this done.
5.
Pull the pin in the grenade, just run at him.
Only send friend requests to Queen Shorty 5 and send hate mail to Passions of Shorty.
Yes. So there you go.
Not
now,
hate mail.
No. So now you
But
know.
random insults.
Do not turn on your family.
And smack.
I've watched the Godfather trilogy recently, and that's one thing I've learned from that is don't turn on your family,
Don't do it.
or you'll get shot in a boat.
I know it's Fredo. You broke my heart.
Anyway, that's tournament winners. Ryan, you got those for the week?
Yes, I did. This is great. Beast786 sent me in another message, and the first line of it is, "We lost Asia," with a sad face. Poor Asia. So Team World won Asia, and once again, the most valuable player. And Beast.
What were they playing here?
Actually, they didn't mention that here, so I can't say. That was perhaps a little slip up of Beast. He might have been in woefully over Asia. Once again, Pro Evo Fan 9. Beast spells it out for me so I can get it right. But yes, he was. He just wanted to let us know that Team USA is not doing so well.
Come on, USA.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. And I think that brings us pretty much to the end of the show.
It's over.
That's the end.
It's over.
That's the end of the show.
Another week.
And episode
This
50.
is the end.
Maybe we'll see Jeff next week. Wait, let's see. Tomorrow's the first, second, third's the weekend. Jeff will be back by then.
All right,
He'll be
good.
back next week. Yeah.
Meow.
Back.
Meow.
Who's got the song?
Me.
What is it going to be?
Obviously, I'm very crestfallen over the Ghostbusters thing. So I am stealing a page from Ryan Clement's book
Oh.
and singing a Ghostbuster song here. Obviously, the most famous Ghostbuster song of all time. I'm singing that and not altering the words, but I think you'll find deeper meaning in them if you remember what has happened today, or this week, I should say. Activision announcing they will not publish Ghostbusters. So, here we go.
I'm ready.
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. They're called the Ghostbusters and they're in control. Had a throwing party for a bunch of children. While all the while the slime was under the building. So they packed up their group, got a grip, came equipped, grabbed their proton backs off their backs, and they flipped. Found out about Vigo, the master of evil. Trying to battle my boys? That's not legal. Oh, 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 oh. Now I find out nothing is given. Now I don't know where the cards may fall. All I know is that we've gotta get it. You gotta make it your own. Well, I guess we're gonna have to take control. Gotta take control. Gotta
That is the end of the show. We will we'll see you guys next week on Podcast Beyond. Beyond!